Well, everybody, welcome back to our Austin GP. Place has a special place in my heart, considering this is a Austin-based league. Joined once again by Chorosaurus. How you doing today, man?
Fantastic. Hello, everybody that's watching, tuning in. Appreciate it. Excited for another great round 3, and also, one of my favorite tracks as well. It's not super close to me, geographically speaking, but in these games, it's always an eventful track. Lots of bumps, lots of turns. 20 turns, incredible.
Yep. 20 turns. Several. I mean, they do a great job of breaking up the long, fast sections. Every place where you can get some speed is met by a greater than 90-degree corner. I mean, except maybe 19. 19 is a way faster corner than it looks. It's a little rowdy at times even. But yeah, I mean, absolutely love this track. This is I'm just biased because it's basically in my backyard. I'm about 40 minutes from COTA.
So, question for you then, someone who's been to the track. There's like a kart track or a mini GP track, if you will. What's the layout look like of that? Is that like a shortened version of this circuit, or is that just totally different?
It is totally different, so I wish it was. It is claimed to have a lot of influence from other famous tracks across the world. You definitely see some COTA in it. I'm not entirely sure where a lot of the other stuff comes from. It is slightly disappointing, to be honest.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but to a proper lap on that track in their rent carts, you don't use brakes. It's all momentum. You lift, but there's no braking zones. There's no anything like that. The carts, when they first opened, were like 4-wheel brakes and pretty badass. And I mean, they're still quick, don't get me wrong, but they're rear-wheel brake only, so you can't like try to trail brake into corners and stuff like that. It just, it's a little different.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about it today. I was thinking, man, how cool would it be to have like a miniature-sized COTA where just, you had all the different aspects and sections like the S's and that last section with the 3 long right-hand turns together, but in a condensed version, the straights weren't as long. That would be so fun.
Oh, dude,
mini bikes on, or the ovales, or even 300s.
Well, what's crazy about that is, God, probably 3 or 4 years ago now, some guys went out on ovales and a Grom on the full-size track.
Okay.
It was, the ovales were spewing oil out the head by the end of a couple laps just from being pinned on the straight the whole way.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool, man. They went and they beat up some novice riders. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, those bikes are priced pretty expensive. I can't imagine the engines are that expensive because, to do repairs and replacements on them is probably not that crazy, but it's the other bits that I think are probably what bring the price up.
It's all expensive with those. So in their defense, which I'm not going to defend them very hard, they're out-of-the-box race bikes, right? They're ready to go. You might need to respring them, whatever, but they are ready to race. It's not a Grom. But man, I just don't see the price to performance being there for me anyway. That's why I've got a Supermoto for the little tracks, and why I want to get either a Grom or a 2-stroke 65. Because I don't see it. Shotgun Satan, what is up, sir? Thank you for joining us. Just here for some Moto 2 qualifying.
Yeah, we're just getting underway. First few times rolling in. Nightcrawl starting us off, 207 999. Fast Raj, 1.2 seconds off of him, and 2plane 1.4. Veritech pulling up in 4th, 1.9 off. So I did a few laps around this track in the game on a Moto 2 bike. I did 4 laps to be exact. This is going to be my moment to boast. Not everyone's going to be happy to hear it, but I snagged the record on PC for Moto 2 with a 205.4 in 4 laps. I can say a 204 is very possible. My ideal was well into the 204s, but it wasn't needed. I don't need to put in that amount of time. I'm not going to bother with it. But I have watched, and I've been trying to help coach a couple of these guys this week on this track specifically and some of the issues they're having. The pace that I've seen for qualifying, I've seen some of these guys get into the 207s and maybe a 206, but the race pace will be a little bit higher. I'd be surprised if they get really below a 208 in race form.
Well, I guess we'll see what they throw down. I mean, I'll give them all a chance to redeem themselves, before anything else. I mean, right off the bat, and of course, I don't know if real life lines correlate to game lines. But for instance, coming there into turn 3, going all the way out to the right like we just saw Jix Rage did, that is a time bandit. You lose time, you need to be about mid-track coming through there. So it's interesting to see, and I know I saw Moto America take the same lines. I think the GP guys do as well. I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know. I'm just some local slow scrub.
You're saying they go mid-track or they hug the right?
Mid-track for that corner entry.
Yeah. And maybe it's one of the differences between the game and what you experience in real life. But when you're coming around that corner, mid-corner, there's a really nasty bump going into 4, and so you kind of have to stay tight to be able to get a better line into it. Whereas if you're out wide mid-track and then you're cutting tighter into 4, it can really catch you out. And the not only does the rear end get loose, it can come off the ground in this game. So
I'm not sure I've experienced that bump, but there's bumps every time you go to this track, the bumps are different, which is why I can't fault these guys for potentially having bumps in the wrong place, because even so, I haven't been this year due to, well, it's hot. It's been hot in Texas. I'll just put it that way. We've went over 100 degrees every day for months. Ridiculous. So that's like 40 plus in science for those of you overseas. So yeah, it's been brutal. So I've been like, nope, I'm gonna wait till the fall. Like, I'm not doing. This is supposed to be fun, not heat exhaustion.
Yep.
But man, there's bumps everywhere on this track. Even so, what I was getting at is last year I went 3 times to COTA, and every time I went, the bumps were in a different place, and that's not an exaggeration.
Where do you experience some of the worst ones, or like the most surprising ones on track?
Oh, so you're gonna think I'm crazy for the amount that I'm gonna say here, but there's a big nasty bump right at the apex of 1. There's a bit of a roller in 2. The S's have their own little things. 7 has a bump right at the apex, which actually put me down last year in July. There used to be between 9 and 10 a large drop-off, like just wild. That has been fixed for the most part. Down the whole back straight is like my front end's just bouncing all the way down. It's pretty interesting. I've had guys tell me that they've actually midway down the track had their traction control kick on because the rear end came off the ground. Like,
I'm sure those are big bikes doing that. It's a big bike problem right there.
R1, same as my bike, basically the same tune as well. But just if you're getting a little offline, trying to make a pass, something like that, there are some nasty bumps there. Big drop at the apex of turn 12, which is right after the back straight.
So in the game, well, the biggest things that I experienced, there is one at the apex of 1, and so what we do in the game to try to rectify that is you can actually cut a good chunk of the curb on turn 1. There's 2 types of curb at 1. You've got the red and white checkered, which it has a little bit of elevation to it, but it's not enough to ruin the bike. And then there's a bit of a sausage curb just above that, which you'll see sometimes it's yellow in game. And there
goes stock hazard.
Losing the rear end. I was just gonna mention turn 13 because that's another one that's really nasty in this game, and it seems to be it's such a difficult one in this game because you're exiting 12 in second gear, and then you need to flick up to third. You're kind of right in between. Like, do I leave it in second, pin it, and redline it, or do I kick it up to third and then back down to second? But right as you get on the brakes for 13 and you start to tip in, there's just this little bit of a front end wobble.
Yep,
you can lose the front.
So that's real life as well. So what I found for me personally, and look, I'm not fast. All right, I'm quick for a local guy, but that's about it. I'm second gear out of 12. short shift, not even really short shift, but a little bit of a short shift in the 13 to control the wheelie, because that's just like ridiculous up in there. And then up the charge in the 15 is a continual acceleration zone. But I need to not be ripping the front wheel off the ground while trying to turn. So I just use that kind of lower gear to tractor my way up there. But that's an R1 advantage, you know, cross-plane motor, a lot of torque. So I think Aprilias and R1s are doing pretty well at taking that line for local guys, but the inline 4s are just not so much able to pull that one off.
How about one, if we go into like a third-person camera view on this rider here, on two-plane, watch as he tips in between 16 and 17. Somewhere between these two right-handers, there's a dip close to the right-hand curve.
Oh, absolutely. It is right here. Right here. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
a
real
nasty
life.
One in game.
That is that's absolutely there. I got actually video of that upsetting my back tire and painting a black line.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, pretty cool. 19, looks like he's trying to pit in. I was going to say he's got a lot of room for improvement there, but if he's pitting in, you know, that's can't really fault him for that.
Right, and as the quality session's gone on, I mean, Nightcrawler is unfazed, a second gap at the front. I'm surprised no other riders have made 207s yet, but it looks like I've seen a few people on camera make mistakes through the S's, and that's without a doubt. You're either ruining your lap with an off-track excursion, or you're losing plenty of time through the S's. So, you know, the right thing to do is just take it smooth and steady, and get through the S's to finish out with a good lap. But pretty much everyone's put down a time. Timmy Turner is our wild card for this evening. We have 2 wild cards tonight, one in GP and one in Moto2. So Timmy's joining us tonight, which is exciting. This is my first time to see him ride, so I'm curious to see how he goes.
Oh, he's ridden great with us in the past.
That's what I've been told. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. I don't know if you've noticed, we did have Whispers drop right near the beginning of this session. He's joined and left a few times, but Whispers, if you...
Yeah, I got a message from him actually saying he didn't receive an invitation, so either he wasn't in the party or some Xbox glitch, so we'll pick him up for the race.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
not a problem.
Yep, so we'll do that. So I'm getting asked in chat, what's my lap time around this circuit? That's a funny loaded question. You're about to hear a lot of excuses. Everybody ready for the excuse book? So on my previous bike, my 03600 CBR 80 horsepower bike, tired thing, I ran consistent 36s on it. The R1, I've got really consistent kind of chill 34s in the book. And the issue I ran into is I ran a real comfortable warm-up lap on one of those 34s. Went out there and I told myself, all right, man, I'm gonna set 2 hot laps, and then it was hot, man. Right, it's the middle of July in Texas. And turn 7, I threw the bike across the track. So theoretical lap time, the AIM Solo 2 says like a 24. Is a 24 realistic? No, I really don't think that is. But I should be, you know, real low 30s, high 20s. You know, once I get the bike dialed. The no names local gentleman that I bought that bike from said, no, it's perfect. Don't change it. This is the exact setup for the 2015 winning, bike. He's a retired AMA racer himself, so he said he got all the skinny everything set up, and there's no front end feel. It's probably because I weigh more than him, but so right. In fact, we're coming up to it right now. It's was that 7? That wasn't 7.
I've been told anything quicker than the 230 there is good time. So
if you're quicker than a 230, you're in contention for Moto America.
Yeah.
You know, so 34 on a kind of a cruising, warm-up lap, man, I'm happy with that for a local guy. I'm not out there trying to win trophies. That's not my game. So,
yeah.
We say anything? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's tune into Jix Rig. You got 3 red sectors here, and the time is running out, so these guys are really pulling these last final laps. We've got red sectors right at the end. D-Veritex on reds, Jix Buffs on reds, Rage. So it looks like a lot of guys, maybe they went out with harder tire compounds.
Man, that's good. That's good.
208.5 coming in.
Nightcrawl's got some red here as well, so let's look at what he's got.
Quite a few riders. Yeah, Veritex their second sector on reds. Buff has a red first. Timmy Turner with a second red sector.
I told you Timmy would get in there.
Timmy's gone orange on third sector now, and so is Veritex. Curious to see how Jix Buff does, though. He's got 2 reds still. This third sector is huge for these guys. Here I was thinking Nightcrawler would just be safe at the front, but...
Well, he's throwing down a lot of red.
He also has double reds. Yeah, like I was saying early in the session, you know, I was expecting
Timmy moving up to 5th.
Faster, but maybe these guys had some harder compounds and they've switched to softs.
Look at D Veritek moving up to 3rd.
Fantastic lap from Veritek there.
Jix Rage 2nd, or was that Jix Rage moving to 2nd? Man, I don't know.
Jix Rage has been in 2nd.
Has he?
He's completed. Yep. So last 2 guys on track are Jixbuff and Nightcrawl. And we're seeing 3 reds and a Nightcrawl. Looks like he's tailing Jixbuff, and they're pretty close. And oh,
I don't think he went any faster. I'm not.
I think he invalidated because it just ended.
He must have. He must have. That was slightly jarring, to say the very least. But all right. So, man, we've got Nightcrawl taking P1. Congratulations, sir. That is. We know that's not easy to do. That's a good time too. That's a pretty good gap with a 2:79. So we'll see what his race pace looks like. Jix Rage and D Veritek taking up the first row. Phobia, Fast Raj, and Jixbuff are 2nd. Timmy Turner one-handed and 2-plane. And then Stock Hazard took rounded out our 10th place, and we will have to pick up Whispers in the end, so he will take our P11 for the starting grid. So we've got, I think I've explained it before, or let me rephrase, I know I've explained it before. A little different format this year, so we're going to take a quick break, and we are going to be back for MotoGP qualifying, followed by the MotoGP sprint race. So to see these boys race here around COTA is going to be after the GP sprint race, and then we will follow that up with our main GP race of the evening. So hope you guys stick around, give us a few minutes to build a lobby, and we'll be right back.
That is pretty.
That was a good one. 410.
Yeah, no, like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over.
Hades just overtook hit stick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Oba!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
Cargo's right on top of the money. Cargo's making a pass.
No,
COTA. Yep.
Hades is long lap.
Wait,
Oh.
Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. Long lap.
Probably the same way Ryan did. And yes, it is the double apex.
Well, he attempted it.
Whoa, that extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting him.
How? Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot's pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So
that is pretty.
That was a good one. 410.
Yeah, no, like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over.
Hades just overtook hit stick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Oba!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
Cargo's right on top of the money. Cargo's making a pass. COTA. Yep.
Hades is long lap.
Wait, Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. Long lap.
Probably the same way Ryan did. And yes, it is the
Well, he attempted it.
Whoa, that extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting.
How? Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot's pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So
Well, welcome back for our MotoGP qualifying. Still in the booth here with Corosaurus. I'm sure he's still doing great. Hasn't been that long since since we've been on air.
Still here, still breathing.
That's a start. We'll take it.
Amen.
So,
all right, so we got the GP boys on track.
We do.
Just started up, so these guys are on their out laps. I'm curious to see here. We've got a wild card in Smokey's Titan. He is, I don't know if you noticed, but he's been testing a lot on the Mooney 46 bike, but he is officially, as of today, joined the clan. Welcome, properly, brother, to the LCR team.
Welcome, Smoke
Whether you're in
Tits.
Castrol or Idemitsu, we count it all the same. Welcome to the club, Smokey.
You Idemitsu horse.
Idemitsu? Yeah, happy to have you, man. And honestly, another group, I've seen a few of these guys do their test racing this week. Not all of them, but I have seen quite a few of them. And the consistency has been kind of there for some and not there for others, but the speed has been there.
As long as the speed's there. I mean, these guys are clean, especially our GP group.
Yeah, it just brings excitement, This track is just, we talked
Sure
about
does.
it earlier, but the bumps and it being such a big track and having 20 turns and totally different sectors, one from the next, it's always an exciting track. So these guys just starting their first laps now, coming up towards turn one, a bit wide there from Coco. Very wide there from Hines in the background.
Turn one's tricky, Especially with that apex bump, people are probably trying to get around it. And frankly, I don't think there's a quick way to go around it.
Oh, it looks like Coco just cut right there through turn three.
That's a shame.
That's going to invalidate that lap for him.
Swagging with an early crash. He's still got time to recover from that. Oh, looks like a swagging drop? Was that a rage?
Black flag coming out of him, actually. It says on the screen there, so...
I missed that.
Know, yeah, we didn't see it on the camera, but curious to see it from his angle what it looked like.
God, that sucks.
But something to keep in mind, for the viewers, if you tuned in last week, we did have a few issues, and something that we're trying to stay on top of are, rage quits. So we had a couple of issues with disconnects at the end of races last week that we've applied penalties for 2 riders in this class. So Swaggin and McCargo, even though they're in this qualifying session, they're really qualifying head-to-head for the 2 back spots for the grid.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, oh, they quit, that doesn't affect... Oh, there goes Rumham.
Yep, tough one, 13.
Yep, definitely tough one. So it's easy to go, okay, hey, you quit, whatever, it's not a big deal, you're not in anybody's way, but it's a bit unsportsmanlike, is where we come from on that. You wouldn't expect to keep your spot on a team if you just, threw your bike and walked back to the pits.
Right. I'm sending a quick message here to Flagging.
To see what was up.
Yeah, don't ask me if you had any issues.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got dumped by the game, which is unfortunate. But hey, he won't be in the back due to penalties.
Correct, yeah. Just due to milestone.
That was halfway to, like, some sandstorm stuff.
Oh, a couple of quick times starting off, and then Sharp Jenna said, nope. I will be putting down the top times.
Like, we will be in the 1 minute realm, not the 2s.
Yep. We have moved up, not just slightly.
Yeah, drastically.
All the way up. But even despite a good time there, the 59.4, we've got plenty of red sectors. Cargo had a couple in the first two. Rumham's got a red first.
I think his might have been before before the lap times were set, so we'll see.
Top of that, yeah. Still 3 riders to set times here. Now, just to speak about McCargo for a second, he had some really unfortunate things happen in the last event. And despite, he'll be starting near the back in this one. But he sets a good time there. Brings up to 3rd in this current session. And just a reminder, so I went back and rewatched some of the races from last season. McCargo finished 2nd on this track. And it was a battle of attrition, this one was. A lot of riders got tangled up through the S's and down through turns 9, 10, 11, and there was just battle, nonstop going back and forth for a lot of the pack, and it took him a few laps, but once he kind of got away from them, he was able to secure top or 2nd place to stay on the podium. So I know he's got some consistency here.
Man, we've got to go back. I've got to go try to unarchive or maybe download it from YouTube, but it won't be great quality. But our first season, have you heard the story of this track in our first season?
No.
I don't think I can do it justice. There was much drag racing and spearing. Hines cut 19 and 20 to try to T-bone Oba on purpose. It was there goes Rumham. It was not the league we are today. I'll put it that way. But it was funny. It was funny.
I'm gonna have to. That's season 1.
That's season 1. Yeah, that's our OG season. We were sitting in the living room of. I say we. I was with Chris, who's not with the league anymore. His choice, not ours. And 2 of our friends commentating in his living room. Like, that was the... this was 2020, peak of COVID, just trying to do something. God, in those days we had an Xbox League and a PlayStation League. Ran all 3 groups. It was different. Hey, look at... He invalidated it, but look at Smoke Tits with a red first sector.
Yeah, he's got some moves to make on these guys. I know a couple of these guys can get into the 58s, so I'll expect to see later in the session the soft tires come out for at least 1 or 2 more laps. Sharp Jenna, though, hot lap goes up. He's still at 1. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. He was up front earlier, but it's actually Rumham 9.
Rumham took it.
The top time, 2/10 over him. So great lap out there from Ryan.
Looks like Coco's about to better this lap.
Yeah, Coco's on 3 orange. And he has the exact same timestamp as Hot Dog.
Hate that. Not for them, just duplicate numbers bug me.
Yeah, we do get a few of those in the Milestone MotoGP.
So back in those 2020 days, they only counted to 1/8 of a second. So it was even worse.
Oh, we got the 3rd red sector from Sharp. This could be a big lap coming.
We'll tip back over to that.
Coco doesn't improve that one, unfortunately.
No, he must have really screwed up Sector 4. Looks like Black Jesus is fixing to put out. Well, Sharp's going in the pits, so that was...
Sharp changed his mind.
What was that? What? What did you do, man?
It's this could be just a strategy, a matter of timing. He maybe knew that he lost too much time, and with how long it takes to do an outlap on this circuit, he wants to be able to get at least 2 hot laps in on fresh tires.
Could be.
So
but the pit. No, wait, don't. It was interesting. Here we go. Let's commentators curse Smoke Tits here. Yeah, that's another red first sector. He's cooking coming down into 11. Let's see when he hits this split. Boom, red. This has potential to be fast, but here's the tough part of the track. Man, that is tidy. That is real tidy charging up into 15. It is very clear he's been practicing. That's a third red sector. Let's see if he can hold this thing together. Coming around 18, looking great. 2 more tricky corners. His knee warped through the curbing in 19, so that was some awesome milestone stuff happening here. 20, pushing it wide, pushing it wide. God, he might have even been able to get on the throttle a little quicker. And there he goes, P1.
Smoky, going to the top.
That's fast.
He's repping LCR.
He looks good too.
Yeah, and, I'm not surprised. I know he's got pace, and but it's different. Switching bikes. He only found out tonight he was switching bikes from the Ducati to the Honda. They do ride a little bit different in this game. That Ducati is just so smooth, it just feels like pleasant to ride around on in this game. Like every button input you do, whether it's throttle or gas or turn in, everything just feels like the wheels are in line. The Honda couldn't be any further. You really have to work on your lines and even change them to adjust for just the sloppiness of the front.
Well, Matt, I'll say he's making it work crazy well. I mean, that's wild to know you've switched bikes and just killing it already.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
And Mac gets a small improvement there. He goes up 2 tenths.
Oh, look at Sharp.
Sharp with the red.
Moving, coming down that hill. This year's game does do a much better job of presenting speed. If that makes any sense.
Does. Yep. Now, in their perspective as well, you get a lot of the blurred vision, and there's some visual effects you get from the game, for motion blur.
That's a lot of. We're gonna get off
lag.
that.
What we're experiencing from Sharp is great lag, unfortunately.
Some Jesus fins up. Hit stick with a crash. That is not good for lap time, sir. I don't know if you were aware of that.
Just sent you a message here real quick. You can check that out. We got Sharp coming around turn 19 on 3 red. So this could be the first foray into the 158s. Looks pretty tight. He does have someone right in front of him. Hot right in front of him. Thanks for the tow, sir. I'll take first place. Sharp with a 158.7. And it looks like he is going to call that quits. I'm not sure if he's out of fuel or just deciding to.
Not out of fuel, because there's no. It's no fuel for a sprint race.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Sent you a message back, sir. See if McCargo can better this at all. He's been trying. I mean, he's been trying hard, but it's a little better.
Realistically, the gap from first to, say, 6th or 7th place here, being on the 1.1, 1.3 seconds, just hitting the S's perfectly versus 10% off could be half a second or greater. So, the S's are so tight in this game with how much speed you have on the GP bikes that if you mess up one turn, you mess up 4.
I mean, it certainly makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah. But look at this. Final laps coming in. We've got 2 reds first sectors here from Black Jesus and from McCargo.
Well, man, let's go over to Black Jesus. That's
Yep.
That is spicy. That is really spicy.
Yeah, no, him and I were talking. We were kind of competing back and forth the last few days. I put a few laps in on the GP bikes on the time trials, and he's been slowly but surely catching it. So I know he's capable of blasting this current top time.
Hines pulling off there. Got to appreciate him for that.
Yeah, good move there, Hines. McCarver does slow down in the second sector to orange.
That's another
3 red for Black Jesus.
Yeah. Can we talk about how short this 4th sector is.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, when you think about it in number of turns, it's not that short, right? 5 turns, 6 turns, but it's...
Yeah, it's not really. It's 3 in reality.
yeah. The 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Oh.
Jesus, going up to the top, 55.
That is spicy.
Now, McCargo can improve here still, but he's definitely not going to grab the top spot.
No, not the way he's doing that.
And we've got one more bike on after him, so only 7/10 off. That's still a respectable good time. 59.2.
Definitely.
Coco being the last one on track here. He's got orange through 2 sectors. He needs to gain at least 4 tenths to be able to move up the spot. See how he looks at the 3rd sector.
Oh, that is not the way to do it.
That's the commentator curse working right there.
Yeah, I don't know if you were aware, but to set a lap time, you generally need to stay on your wheels. You're not Marc Marquez, sir.
I apologize for that curse there, my friend Coco.
Yeah.
That is not intentional.
That is
you
that
had
is
no one
your
else
fault.
to look at but you.
Man. So, well, hey, the good news is look at Black Jesus, man, taking pole. That's spicy, especially to do that at the end. Sharp and Smoke Tits taking up the first row. Rumham, McCargo, and Hot Dog taking up our second. Hit Stick, Coco, and Hines, and then we'll be followed by a Swaggin. Not for our sprint, just time constraints. He got dropped. I'm sorry. So Hines will take up the back for that. That is shocking from Hines. Truly, maybe he's still recovering from our night of debauchery on Sunday. I feel like I might be. We've hit that.
Rider. We'll give him one rider excuse, right?
Sure. We'll call it that. Okay, so we are gonna let these boys take off for a minute. Let them get their. Well, actually, do they have to do setup? What am I thinking? Of course they do. So we are going to take a brief break, and we will be back shortly. Okay, and we are back for our MotoGP sprint race. Who you placing your bets on for this one?
You know what? I like Sharp Jenna here. You know, he again. I'm a little biased, teammate from last season, but he's just someone that's got cool race pace when it comes down to it. He's aggressive. He'll put the move on, and he'll make it stick most times. More times than not.
That's a good start. That is a
Great
good start.
launch-up.
Of course, turn 1 can get a little dicey.
Yep. Anybody goes wide and puts himself in a spot where he can't really fight back. And Black Jesus comes across the line, holds it well for turn 2. There was contact, 2 riders back there. I think it was Smokey and Hot Dog, but it looks like they're both still maintaining. A couple riders off tracks through the S's.
S's are tough, you know. There's
Yep. Picking up some time penalties here off track limits. And fantastic. I love the camera work coming down through the section. Turn 10 and 11. Just fantastic.
That's a
On the
great area of
brakes.
the track. It's tough. It's gutsy.
You know, Rumham looked really good on the brakes there. Let's see if he gets the drive coming out of it. Looks like he goes wide. Several bikes going wide there on the curb. Gonna kill their drive, so should see, yeah, Sharp and Black Jesus building up a little bit of a gap.
Really fighting on those brakes, but nobody's really budging. That's
Contact, Rumham, Smokey coming out of 12. Yeah, the brakes work so well on the GP bikes in this game that you can really, really play around with them, especially going into turn like 12 in this game. It's a lot of fun, especially with those bumps. You know, the rear end can get loose. You can slide the bike from one end to the other and really make a good spectacle out of it. Well, Rumham cutting the inside curb around 17. We talked about that bump earlier in the qualifying.
yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing it come through here.
All right, that's a lot of latency.
It's a hard, yeah. Sharp's going to be a tough one to watch from the latency aspect. There we go. Smooth and steady from the look back in. Like Jesus. Look at that helmet. We got the helmet and the numbers working really well this time around. So this looks great.
Thanks, Milestone.
Thank you. And thank you to you, Nick. I mean,
Oh, you mean for taking a very particular shutdown procedure for the console? Yeah, that's
It is a spicy code. Oh!
That was-
It looked like he was backing it in.
that was
there.
very sideways. I can't tell if that was latency or if that was
I think it was a little bit
raw
of both.
skill.
I'm going to give him some style points for it, regardless. But he also did a good thing there. You saw that he that weird line. It took him a little bit over the curb, and he cut a little bit, but he didn't push the envelopes. He still gave Black Jesus the space, but not there. He sees the space and takes it. Black Jesus making a mistake coming down to 10.
Time for the
Closes
drag
up
race.
on the brakes. Yes. A little bit of contact in the backdrop there, McCargo Smoky. But, I mean, look at this, coming down through Sector 3 now in the second round.
That's still a mistake. Still a mistake.
The entire field is on the straight, so it's still a pretty tight and open race here.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, let's go back to Smoke Tits.
He's looking to make a move. Real tight on McCargo here. I think this is one of the better sections for McCargo, though. It's actually coming out around through 13, 14, 15.
That is, in my opinion, the toughest part of this track. As Smokey's going for a move up the inside.
Yeah, 16 through 17. Yeah, what a great move. McCargo just allowed a little bit of space there.
Will he hold it through 19? Yes, it looks like he will.
Yeah, I think he felt a little bit of pressure there and knew that Smokey was there. Great pass. Yeah, got to give a little note here that it looks like Smokey, it was a late change from the Moody bike, and it looks like he still has those bright blue gloves and boots on for the LCRs. Not exactly the worst look on the bike, but it wouldn't be my preferred look.
We're going to call it cotton candy hands.
He's got cotton candy, for sure. Hot Dog really close to McCargo here now as well. There's 2 tenths coming into the S's.
What a
Looks
tough
like
spot, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And the gap at the front, these guys in the first 3 spots are spread out a little bit, but Smokey, he kind of pulled into Ryan there a little bit. He might look for another move here. He made a great move in the 3rd sector last lap. Let's see if he can close in on the straightaway with Rumham and look to set up again another Sector 3 move. So a reminder for those tuning in, we do have this sprint race before the main event for the GP guys, and they're doing no tire wear, no fuel, added fuel. So this is truly like an absolute battle, time trial battle, fast to the fast.
Sharp and Black Jesus, a little bit of contact there. Don't know if you caught that.
Just the tail end of it. The camera angle is changing there.
They just wanted the same piece of real estate. Oh, McCargo dropping to last place. He must have had a crash.
Yeah, maybe coming down that straightaway into 12. Yeah, there's so
Pull
many
the
bumps there.
old Marquez.
Yeah. So many bumps in that section. You know, and it's tough when you have other riders next to you as well when you're going down there in 12. Very wide out the back from Smokey.
Look how close this top 4 is. Really nobody making ground on this drag race.
Wow. Some reprise here from McCargo. Despite dropping back on turn 12, he's managed to get past 2 riders. I say that as it gets repassed again and drops a couple of tenths. Definitely some things happening in this pack of 3 riders, Coco, McCargo, and Hines.
And just as we go to look at them, they settle down. It's like they knew.
That's just, it is. And it's the nature of the S's. I think a lot of, these 3 riders, they want to be respectful of each other.
Oh, hit stick.
The majority of the S's are just single file.
Hit stick had it off. I don't quite recall where he was in the pack, but
he was just ahead of these guys. He was right there with Hot Dog.
Well, he's just behind those guys now.
Funny how that works. He just tucked in behind him now. Oh, at the front, the gap was closing a bit. Black Jesus up to Sharp. It was up 9 tenths before turn 11. Down that straightaway, Black Jesus able to make up a lot of ground. Really tight racing. Great racing right here. Yeah, the third sector is always fun to watch.
Oh, it's great. It's my favorite part of the whole track right here.
Absolutely.
Just lay it over and roll on it. You can be abusive with your right hand coming through those corners.
Oh, wait.
Yep, nope.
False alarm.
Yeah. Well, let's not.
It's so easy to find that button. For some reason, that one's an easy one to find.
Dude, it's like, and every time I have to like double check reading it to make sure, like, am I ruining the entire race? No? Okay.
All right, we start the final lap here. We still got battle. 4 bikes here at the front, and we know things are going to get heated up a little bit coming down the straightaway. So, you don't need to make the pass early in this lap. You don't need to be super aggressive. Although it looks like Black Jesus says, "I don't need your words of wisdom here, Corey."
Yeah, he's going to make that pass, and he's going to make it now.
Yeah. See, personally, I'd like to wait. I'd like to wait and set it up for the straightaway. I feel like if you can really get ahead of someone on the straight, and then you can make a block into 12.
Man, that's a long way to have to drag race, though.
Yeah. Really nice coming down through there.
I enjoy making passes right there. Coming down into 11, kind of block them. If you screw up your drive, that's fine, because you're screwing theirs up as well.
And it's a wide section of track there at 11 as well, right? Tightens up for 10, but then widens out for 11.
Yeah, it widens up, but turn 11 is narrower than it should be just due to the race line. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of... Basically, if you don't follow a tidy line or screw somebody else's line up with yours... Oh, not good!
I saw that happen, and he had a lot more speed than Sharp going into 13, and he had to check up. I think he got really aggressive on the brakes.
Oh, Rumham!
Off-track excursion, comes back on immediately, finds himself right into Smokey's bike. Looks like maybe Smokey took the blame on that one. It looks like he stopped.
Unsure.
He picked up a long lap for sure.
These guys are getting bumpy back here, too.
He's saying, Rubbins, Racing, Hines, move your ass out the way. Hines is going to push back though through 16, 17. Really force hit stick out to the green paint.
Oh man, Smokey picked up a long lap, so unfortunately he's going to take that penalty.
Hit stick one. Oh, what a battle! These guys are going back and forth into the final turn. Who can stay on the bike up and get it pushed down?
Oh, that's Hot Dog's bike rolling down across the track.
And it looks like the final results. We'll have to proceed through to see what it actually comes out to. What a finish!
That was a great finish. Look at that. What just happened?
Really
I don't know what just happened. We're gonna go with okay.
Well, we're back.
We are back. Man, look at that sharp taken P1. Congratulations, sir. Let's see if you can repeat that in the main. Black Jesus coming in second with the fastest lap of the race by, well, I was going to say a large margin, but look at Rumham, only about a tenth off. That is solid. Tepid Wiener, Smoke Tits, and Coco, Hitstick, Hines, and McCargo rounding out that pack. That is, man, that is shocking to see McCargo back that far, and Hines, honestly.
Yeah, I think Hines was putting a lot of eggs into the basket where he was hoping his teammate would really pull up the team points for this round. But, yeah, disappointing result from McCargo, but he had the pace. We knew he does, and have to pick his spots accurately for the main race where the points really, really matter. I think he'll have a really good shot, though. He's got good pace.
He sure does. He sure does. I'm not too concerned for any of them at this point. But what I am concerned for is our Moto2 crowd. Ooh, they got some big shoes to fill after seeing a sprint race like this.
They absolutely do.
So
for some fireworks.
Oh, it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. These guys never disappoint. So we are going to take a quick break, build a Moto2 lobby, and then come back for our Moto2 race.
That is pretty. That was a good one. 410. Yeah, no, it's like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over.
Hades just overtook Hitstick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Alba!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
McCargo's right on top of the money. McCargo's making a pass.
Yeah, he's down Coco right now.
Yep.
Hades is long lap.
Wait, Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. Long lap.
Probably the same way Rumham Ryan did, and yes, it is the double apex.
Well, he attempted it.
That extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting him.
How? Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So Oh, Hades just made a beautiful pass on Coco.
Oh, that is pretty. That was a good one.
410.
Yeah, no, like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over.
Hades just overtook Hit Stick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Alba!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
Cargo's right on top of the money. Cargo's making a pass.
Yeah, he's chasing down Coco right now.
Yep.
Hades is a long lap.
Wait,
Oh,
Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. Long lap.
Probably the same way Rumham Ryan did, but yes, it is the double apex.
Well, he attempted it.
Whoa, that extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting him.
Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot's pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So
Yeah, no, like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over the street.
Hades just overtook his stick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Oh, wow!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
Cargo's right on top of the flooding. Cargo's making a pass.
Yeah, he's chasing down Coco right now.
Yep.
Hades is a long lap.
Wait, Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. Long lap.
Probably the same way Rumham Ryan did, and yes, it is the double apex.
Well, he attempted it.
That extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting him.
How? Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot's pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So.
All right, welcome back for the Moto2 race. Super unfortunate Albert drop. That is not our goal, but we can't do much about that. I'm sorry, Bear.
Oh, Bear. Yeah, we are sorry. The show must go on. Red lights are out. These guys are about to take away. We got 10 riders on the grid.
Joined by 7-8 Hines in the booth this time around, so the debauchery will increase, I'm sure.
Oh,
What's
big
up,
dive
bitches?
there.
Oh!
Big dive from Stock
Veritech.
Turn 1.
Well, was that just one crash?
Yep.
I'm looking at the times. It was
Wow.
Veritech with a huge dive up the inside, but the only one that came out worse for it was Veritek.
Yeah, he was only one crash, so no.
We're going to see
no red flag
protest from that. Yeah, the S's are going to be tight here. A lot of bikes really close.
Who you guys got on this one? What's your pick for the win? I mean, Nightcrawl had a great showing, obviously, in qualifying.
Your mother.
It's qualifying. Yeah, it's qualifying. It's insane. I was honestly going to say Albert, but one-handed drop, he would have been my favorite.
What a shame. What a shame.
He's put in a lot of time practicing. His pace is incredible. With him out of the picture, I have to lean towards Nightcrawl, the qualifying pacer.
Oh, since we're halfway through the first lap, someone please remind me who's getting a long lap penalty.
It's actually going to be Veritek. They're adding insult to injury. He's down in last already.
Not a warning. Come on, game.
So
work with me here.
For the viewers, we had a long lap penalty to add from race direction discussion from the previous round at Termas.
Yeah, the incident he had with Jixbuff. It was pretty egregious. I mean, it was a mistake for sure. It definitely wasn't intentional, but you know, it really fucked up Jixbuff's race, and that's why he caught that long lap. And the only reason he didn't get more of a long lap penalty there was because of how he handled everything after the fact.
Yeah, he kept his cool. He did make a simple mistake, and it could happen to anybody, but he kept his cool and he did the right thing.
I mean, super professional. The guy's he's such a stand-up guy.
Yeah. The amount of time that was lost for Jixbuff in that race is equivalent to about a long lap penalty for this track. So.
Well, he already cleared that long lap.
Veritek taking care of business.
Lost about 3.5 seconds, but he's already gaining some of that time back.
I'm impressed right now with Jixray. Bob's at the front. And, he had a pretty big gap there at the third sector of the last lap. Nightcrawl closed up through the S's, but it's going back up again. Maybe Jixray found something between qualifying and the start of the sprint.
I'm just start calling you Mick Choppy.
Am I lagging out?
Not so much anymore. But okay. You were for a second there. Couldn't tell if I was having a stroke or what. Timmy Turner looking to dice up 2-plane right here.
The only guy rocking the American bike. Fuck everybody else. Good job, Timmy. America. Sorry, is that the first F-bomb of the night?
No, you've already dropped another fuck before that, so let's add to it.
Sweet, 4 for the night now with yours.
I had to get into fun.
I think so. I obviously was at the back of the GP race. Usually this is like a pretty good track for me, but I wasn't feeling it. Just I did fucking really poorly, obviously.
A lot of excuses happening here.
No excuses. I didn't practice at all.
Come on, dude.
I wasn't expecting that excuse.
These guys are like, I can't tell. Are they spreading out? They closing back in? There's a few guys in the middle, 2-plane, Timmy, Fast Raj, that are kind of closing in on each other. But everybody's got like a second between them, except for Nightcrawl and Jixray.
Coco asked who the points leader in Moto 2 is, and that is Phobia. 49 points, Jixray 29 points. Phobia's running away with it, man.
Yeah, I know. How did that happen?
Well, the big thing was Nightcrawl missed the first round, the race, qualified first, missed the race, right. So he missed out on a potential 25 points. And, but then he picked up the win at Termas. So I would think that if he had made the race for the first round, it would be a very tight battle at the top, within 5 points.
So what you're saying is all this for Phobia?
All this for Phobia. I mean, on top of that, if you want to add insult to injury, and I love Al, but he helped out a few guys over the last couple of weeks, and one of them was fucking not his teammate. His name was Phobia, and he went out and got that dub on D Veritek.
Yeah, sure did.
After that, so
yeah, what a wild first round we had at Portimao.
Oh, such a good race.
The end of that Moto 2 race was insane. One for the books. I will say, speaking of Phobia, the second lap he put up the fastest lap time, so he's currently hanging on to third spot, just over a second off, but he's got some pace. The big thing, though, is this Heinz practicing a little bit in Moto 2 is the draft is so big. It's really,
massive.
really great on this game, and with this long straightaway, you have to be within just a few tenths of the guy in front of you to be able to catch it. And you can catch it by the end of the straight if you're in it. But if you're just a little bit further back, that time is not going to move at all.
Yeah, and for sure that's how this game works for whatever reason. I mean, the draft is OP. I mean, it's two plane goes down.
Not good.
He was doing pretty well for not being able to get on as much as some of these other guys.
Not a great way to win a race, but to each their own.
Yep. I tend to go backwards and then I cut through the S's. I don't know if you guys caught that or not.
I saw a few out markers pop up on my screen next to your name. I figured that's what was happening.
But no,
Nightcrawler. I thought he was making a lunge there. Turn 19.
Not quite.
It was
I
close.
think he's just trying to put pressure on Rage. I mean, arguably one of the biggest faults that Rage has had over the years with us is his consistency. And while he has made vast improvements this season, I think Nightcrawler knows that, and he's going to try to push him into a mistake.
Interesting there too is with Jix Rage, he's trying all these little tricks. You see him on the straightaway on the start finish line. He's rolling the bike to the inside next to the pit lane, and then swinging it back wide to try to keep Nightcrawler out of his draft before he gets up to turn 1. Nightcrawler's
that's a
really
tight line.
Yeah, really tight from turn 3, but he's able to get it in tidy after that.
Yeah, but he lost about 2.5, 3 tenths there because of that tight line. I mean, he went from 7 tenths to a second and a half.
Hold up. End of lap 3, Timmy Turner is now taking the fastest lap. He's up to 5th place currently, just tailing.
He's scoot. Let's go take a look at him.
He's about to make a move. He's close to a move on Jixbob. Maybe he can get it into 11.
Boy's quick, and he's got the best looking bike on the grid.
Is all you care about looks?
Absolutely.
Is all you care about looks?
Absolutely.
You just care about looks that are ridiculously good looking?
Yeah.
I will say I am impressed with Jixbuff right now with his pace because he's someone I actually spent a few hours working with on doing his lap reviews and giving him some pointers on things that I was noticing in his laps. And he started a few nights ago. His lap times were like in the 2:12s, 2:13s.
Oh, Timmy really goes well wide.
Really struggling for consistency, and then he was able throughout the course of 2 days able to bring his best times down to a 2:07 area.
That's really impressive. 2:07s are nothing to scoff at here on a Moto2 bike.
Yeah,
Not
but also
all.
the consistency's improved. I mean, he's found himself here 2 laps to go, lap and a half, and he's in 4th place. He's not too far to contention for a podium. If there's any mistakes at the front.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really love and enjoy about this league, even when it doesn't go in my favor, is the camaraderie and the teamwork to get everybody up to that next level. I mean, you watched him in the first race; he wasn't anywhere near as close, and now he's up there and he's fighting for 3rd, 4th place. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he reached out to me after that Termos round and just said like, "What is happening? Why am I 1.5, 2 seconds a lap slower? What's going on with the bike? Can't really tell what I'm doing. Is it lines? What is it?"
Yep.
And so I put in a little bit of work with him and just trying to analyze his laps and some of his button inputs and try to give him some pointers, things that I would do, and it's paying off. He's the one that's putting in the work for it, though. He's got to put in the practice and get the laps in.
I want to take a second and look at Nightcrawl, Jixrage, and Phobia. Those times have come back down a little bit.
We were just there, but look at Timmy. He's making passes.
Yeah.
Timmy making a move on Roger, and Roger actually 4th.
Oh, that was a lot of contact.
Oh, wow. Jixbuff was literally 2 wheels in the fucking air.
Yes,
I don't know
yes he was.
how he stayed on the bike.
And
these guys are getting really aggressive. We definitely need to stay here.
Yep.
Some touching happening right there even.
Well, wild card round. We got Timmy and Roger and Jixbuff.
A little anxiety popping off. I'm mad at it. I like it.
Gap at the front. Nightcrawl's brought it down to 4 tenths. If you caught him catching him in the brakes maybe for turn 12. Timmy on the inside line.
Jixbuff goes over the curve.
His drive might suffer a little bit here, but he's going to hold on to it.
Hold on. Jixrage picked up a long lap penalty in 1st place, and I think he crashed.
Oh shit, he's down into third and back up into second and down into
think-
third. He is all over the place.
But he completed the long lap. Okay, so he must have picked it up just before and then decided right at the moment,
I'm gonna do it in the
I'm
moment.
going to do it. Incredible.
Ballsy.
I didn't,
Ballsy, but it works.
I didn't see it pop up, but he must have grabbed it right out of 12 and then did it at 13.
Black Jesus has put his fins up.
We appreciate that. Well, I certainly do. Fins up, baby. Let's go.
This is Rocket League.
It's close. It is close. Some of the bumping and barging you get in this reminds me.
Yeah, we just need a boost for demolition mode, you know what I'm saying?
How
Like,
cool is
that's it.
this? On this track, we have 6-7 bikes coming down the straightaway together on the last lap.
When was the last time you saw that in one of our Moto 2 classes?
In a Moto 2 class race,
Almost
incredible.
Moto 2's always been like a little black sheep.
Timmy Turner making a really aggressive but great move up the inside on Jix Rage there.
Jix Rage is not going to let that go.
Phobia is closing down Nightcrawl a little bit. It came down from 1.1 to 0.7.
Yeah, Rage is just 2-3 tenths back on Timmy. I wonder if he's able to stick with him. Front end got a little loose there, coming up to 9.
I wonder how bad his tires are. We need to touch with him after the night's over.
And this is Nightcrawl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in
He's
my
pushing.
testing on this track, the game actually recommended these guys in the practice runs. I was speaking with a few of them watching them, and the game was recommending on clear and cloudy situations to run a medium rear tire, and but it wasn't even wearing halfway down. So I told the guys to try out a soft rear tire,
Yeah.
and it was 10 times better. The lap times were coming down, consistency was coming down, but where you got to worry about in this game is that front tire.
Well deep there from Timmy.
Timmy very deep, yeah. Still in podium contention though.
Yeah, but he's trying to catch
We
second
got
place.
to
and he's
see
not
that at
there.
the front though. Turn 19, I expect a move from Phobia through these right-handers and possibly.
Oh,
19.
Phobia makes a mistake. He got a little wobbly there, switching back to the left in the stadium section.
Stock picking up a long lap penalty at the wrong time, end of the race. And
Let's see
Divertech
Let's see if Phobia makes a dive. Let's see if Phobia makes a dive here.
He looks pretty far back. It'd have to be a super lunge. in the
Hey,
last turn.
I've seen worse.
You've
Oba.
done worse. We talked about that earlier, actually.
This is the track.
I'll be finding that clip and sharing it at some point.
What a win! What a win!
Yeah, great battle. Look at this. Still, people coming across the line. We've got
Six
Moto2
guys.
bikes together in one
That's
shot.
great.
That was
You got
fantastic race.
you got what? 4-second gap between first and sixth. That's man. I'm really proud of these guys. That's impressive to see the improvement that we've had over the years. Veritech with his long lap penalty still did not finish in last. So props to you with that big mistake in
Yeah,
turn
I
1.
did notice that Stock picked up a long lap on the last lap, so I think that pushed him back a little bit.
And then there was somebody behind Veritech too.
Yeah,
Or
stock.
was that Stock?
That was stock.
That was the.
Who wants to give us a rundown?
I see
Oh, Corey, Corey, this is your boy in first place, dude.
I can't read that screen. I'm sorry, I can't read it.
So in
can't
first
read
place,
that
we got
screen.
the fucking Aussie boy out here. Aussie. Nightcrawl. Hell of a race. Not the fastest lap, surprisingly. Dominated in qualifying, just not quite there, or managing his tires and his fuel really well. Phobia really standing out here. I think he's the rider of the race for me. Coming in with that 209.5 in second place. Timmy Turner, okay, he may be a wild card and he's got the fastest lap, but he has always been quick. And Corey, I'm not sure if you got to see him race in history's past with us, but the guy is always quick. So I did expect this out of him, but he comes in third place. Jix Rage with that huge mistake on the second to last lap and the long lap penalty. Unfortunately bumps him down to fourth with a 209.8. Fast Raj having some issues as well, 209.1. Quick laps, but not quite there on the consistency. Jixbus falls back a little bit. He didn't have the pace, and I think that's the only thing that hurt him, because he was pretty consistent through the whole race. And then we've got 7th place, 2 Plane Jane. 8th place Whispers, 9th place D-Veritech with an unfortunate showing tonight, and then after that we got Stock Hazard. So all in all, I mean, we're talking the top 6, top 7, you know, within 5 seconds of each other. That's pretty good. That's fun watching.
This is a fantastic round to watch. I can't wait to rewatch the replay again.
You know, which is great
for YouTube.
It's fantastic because COTA's usually not that. You'll have a fight at the front, a fight in the middle, and maybe a fight at the back, but usually it's 2 guys going at it, or 4 guys, 2-on-2, right, going at each other the whole race. This was a 6-on-6 fucking battle.
Yeah, last season it got so spread out after 1 or 2 laps that in both Moto2 and GP last season it was just a runaway at the front. So. Yeah,
parade laps, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say that earlier. I mean, this race kind of feels like a parade lap, but it was so technical, and the game, the physics this year is so much different and difficult that there were just so many mistakes. It got close again because it did spread out. I mean, the top 4 guys each had a second between them for 2 laps, 3 laps.
Yeah.
And then look at it, 5 seconds between them.
Well, and something to note too is the race pace. Because these guys were chopping and changing so much, you know, we saw 207s in qualifying.
Yeah. And
I know a lot of these guys have done 208s in race pace for practices, but when you're chopping and changing,
nobody got there.
No one's there. 209s. And Timmy Turner pulls up a fast lap. Kudos to him.
I do for sure wish that we had gotten the opportunity to see my boy Albert compete, because I think he, you know, with the last 2 weeks and his luck and the things that had happened, he was ready to fucking throw his elbows around like it was a UFC fighter, and it's really unfortunate that he didn't get that opportunity. You know, my humble opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, boys, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it. I am gonna go probably ruin someone's race, because I am now on my 9th shot of Espolón tequila. Thank you so much.
Not Casamigos? You cheating whore.
Nah, they're overrated, bro.
Okay, that's what we were drinking all night, or all day Sunday.
That's because we didn't have any other options.
That's true. That's true. All right, y'all. We're going to take a quick break, get this MotoGP lobby built, and then we'll be right back for the main race.
Yeah, no, like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over.
Hades just overtook Hit Stick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Alba!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
Cargo's right on top of the money. Cargo's making a pass.
Yeah, he's chasing down Coco right now.
Yep.
Hades is, oh, long lap.
Wait, Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. Long lap.
Probably the same way Rumham Ryan did, and yes, it is the double apex.
Well, he attempted it.
That extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting.
How? Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot's pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So.
That is pretty. That was a good one. 410. Yeah, no, like we're looking at that on the screen here. It's like, holy shit, these guys are all over.
Hades just overtook Hit Stick.
Like, these boys are close enough. I'm expecting a sexual harassment suit. Oh, what's that? Alba!
Oh, he straight ramped off that fucking, yeah. On my screen, he was in.
Cargo's right on top of the money. Cargo's making a pass.
Yeah, he's chasing down Coco right now.
Yep.
Hades is, oh, long lap.
Wait, Hades?
Hades is a long lap.
Long lap, bro. along that seems
Probably-
sense, right?
Probably the same way Rumham Ryan did it. Yes, it is the double apex.
Well, he attempted it.
That extremely wide line at the end of 12.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's really tight fighting him.
How? Wait, this is my question. How the hell is Bigfoot's pick almost 9 seconds ahead of the field right now? How is that happening?
So
And they're off.
Oh, the slow start from Sharp Jet.
Oh, really? Sharp, I started the helicopter cam on you, bro. Is that how you're gonna do us?
I think he spun the rear.
Oh!
Like cargo.
All right,
There's a lot
that's
of
a red
contact.
that's a red flag. That was 4.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what happened there on the cargo stream. I think he just tucked the front, but I'm not sure if he made contact with another bike in the front there. But we'll give him one restart there with multiple bikes down. And
Yeah, we're gonna roll back through on that.
all right, this I think this might benefit Sharp the most here with a spin on the first start. Certainly one of those tracks that a red flag bowling incident can happen. Red lights are out one more time, and away we go.
Man, another poor start from Sharp.
Yeah, Rumham shoots right out to the front. Can he secure the inside line for turn 1? Smoke is closing in on him. A little bit of contact we want from the
Hey,
bikes in the
we kept it up
mid-back,
through turn 1.
but they're up. There's a big hit from just coming through lines, Coco and Swaggin. It's a tough one. That downhill transition from left to right through turn 1 and 2 is really challenging in this game compared to last game. With the way that the bike physics work,
Right.
when you apply any percentage of throttle, I mean 2% throttle.
Oh, that was a lot of contact.
There is a punt, Smokey punts a rider out the way. Looks like maybe Black Jesus.
Well, he definitely gave it up, so I'll give him credit for that.
I think he's still waiting for Black Jesus to come through. Or was it Hot Dog? It was one of those guys. He sent it
Oh,
back.
there goes McCargo. Lost the double. That was
Yeah, someone connected with his bike on the way through. I think it was Coco or Sharp on the blue bike, the Yamaha there.
bad luck.
Smokey had a big incident there into the S's.
Just bad luck overall.
Well, these lap times were tight in the qualifying, and this is a bit of a longer race than the last one, but these guys pretty sure they all know that they have a chance to win it. So you're just looking at a couple of bikes getting too close, racing lines coming together. But Rumham, he's certainly built up a gap here to start. And there's
He's doing
action
good.
happening. Yeah.
He stayed out of the mess.
Commotion in the back, stayed out of it. This is reminiscent of last year's race. Except I was in the shoes. Fortunate enough to just get through the first lap unscathed and let everyone else just mess with each other in the back.
And then you retired because you got scared.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with the release of the game. Everything with you. Oh! Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
That was...
Swaggin needs to check himself twice because he just wrecked himself and hit stick coming up through turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, normally you would say check yourself before you wreck yourself, but he did wreck himself. Terrible jokes, I know.
Yeah, we had to throw it in there one time.
It'll come back around.
Smoke?
Oh, that's
Smoke making
some contact
contact on Coco there.
I'm just picking the contact this time around.
Yeah, the camera work's doing well. We're seeing a lot of contact, though. These riders do need to adjust their lines and their speed a little bit accordingly. I mean, they're just bumping into each other.
Like that.
Again, perfect timing on the camera transition. We change cameras, and instantly we're finding contact. I mean, look across the penalty markers on in the top left-hand corner.
Yep.
Everyone except for Black Jesus has picked up some sort of issue through 2 laps.
Good job, Black Jesus. Black Jesus just moved up 2 spots while it looks like Smokey crashed.
Big crash. 3 bikes hit from that collision as well. And it was off camera just on the background there.
Calculated. Cisphobia.
It's another Rocket League term. It's good looks phobia.
Well, then we get a Let's Go Carlos, so I'm alright with that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's go, Carlos. Sharp's looking pretty tidy here. He's definitely not forcing the issue on Hines, but you can see that
he's got some pressure on him, and I dig
putting
that.
the pressure on him. Yeah, and this is something that Hines actually in the pre-race talked about. He said that he gave a lot of credit to Sharp for the round at Termos. You know, Sharp was tucked in behind him on a few occasions and was looking to make a move and definitely had the pace, but didn't force it.
Ooh, that's gonna be a wicked line to try to make the pass, though. Yeah, not gonna work.
He get under, yeah, so he had to let up a little bit over the curb, but he might get the switchback transition, and Hines goes wide.
He did through 2.
He has to give it up. It is a tough one to get that bike turned right back over for 2. Hot Dog, 2/10 behind McCargo. That could be a tight little battle there. McCargo's just behind Smokey. We got 3 bikes there if you want to tune into McCargo.
Let's take a look.
Looks like he's in a bit of a pickle.
The pickle?
Well, it could be in between the buns. He's got Hot Dog on one side and Smoke Tits on the other. Oh, Hot Dog. Speaking of the devil, Hot Dog finds himself clipping too much curb.
Not great.
So Swaggin, we did issue a long lap here, but he's not. Doesn't look to do it yet. See if he goes in on this lap. Try to take care of that. It's a difficult long lap, this one. Have you ever had the opportunity to run through it?
You know,
Or is it just dirty? It's too dirty.
I guess I could. I've never been... I don't know of anybody that's tried to do it for a track day.
Is it coned off? Or
No, it's not coned off.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do it at some point. I'm just going to tuck the front end halfway through it. It'll be great.
Yeah, it might be a little dirty. Contact between Smokey and Hines there. I just saw the hit marker pop up. Yeah, that's the part of the track we love. This sector 3.
That's great.
Yep, track tightens up. Oh, Smokey cuts across the inside of him on 19. Hines kept his composure though. Rumham through 4 laps now. He's just churning and burning at the front. It's up to 5 seconds. And the pre-race favorite might have been Black Jesus. He's looking to make a move on Coco.
He just made it. And then crashed in the process. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Another forced error. He's had a bit of an up and down season, but he is still one of the championship favorites, I have to think. His qualifying times have improved immensely from last season. He just needs to find a little bit more composure in the race pace, and with great pace comes great responsibility.
I didn't realize lap times were responsibility, but okay.
The Fonz said that one time.
Smokey is looking good. No, man, he's not Rookie of the Year. He's a veteran. He raced with us last year.
Yeah, Smokey's in a wild card position. He's got a scheduling conflict on most nights, but I mean, he doesn't mean he doesn't practice. He puts in quite a bit of time still with these guys.
I'm very grateful that he did show up, tonight when he can.
Yeah, this is terrific, and it's a good round. We always love the COTA round, and it's great. The first time this season we've had a LCR bike track.
Ooh, I missed what happened. I was not looking at Hines, but he went off track.
He went super wide, and then he knew how close the bikes were behind him, and he just made the right decision.
A drunk Hines was respectful? Whoa. That's shocking.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, my God.
Y'all go buy your Bitcoin. It's about to go up again.
Maybe that or he blacked out. Oh, we took a long lap on Hitstick as well, so Hitstick and Swaggin now. Each with a long lap penalty.
Is Let's Go Coco kind of like Let's Go Carlos?
So far, Coco has a good result from him. Sitting in 4th place.
Side by side coming in here. Not so side by side by the apex.
No. Coco, T-Dog's lagging. He's doing a little bit of goon riding occasionally.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Love seeing these guys come through the S's. Back 4 bikes here. Coco leading from Black Jesus, McCargo, and Hines. All rolling through the S's. Fast lap. Might as well call it out. Smokey. Smokey's Titans put up the fastest lap of the race so far. Now I'll be curious to see what
that is a lot of goon riding from Coco.
Yeah, I did notice that earlier.
Oh, okay. So watch this now. Well, he salvaged it better than I thought he would. I was going to say Black Jesus tipped in way too early and he's going to suffer down this back straight.
Yeah, it's another one of those curves. I called it out previously, but turn 1 and also turn 11, you can cut a good chunk of the curb. Easy on the brakes, boys.
Ooh, that was close. That was close.
There you go. Turn 13 is a dangerous one, but there's a lot of bike movement. You can see it.
Say no to PGA. Oh, these guys.
Yeah, I've been keep getting asked to purchase some PG something game.
Be a man.
Doesn't happen yet. Long lap penalty picked up by 7-8 Hines.
Not good. Not
They've only got
good.
2 laps to do it. I still have not yet seen an attempt here from Swag or Headstick, so
I haven't either.
I have to imagine they have a good reason for not looking to attempt them.
Well, in fact, what we'll do here is, let's go to Hitstick. Let's see what this part of the grid's looking like. Oh, no, somebody pulled it off.
Swaggin has a red. What's the color?
What is that?
Oh, so that is his. He's gone the full distance without completing the long lap penalty.
Gotcha. So he's
not a
he's
time
absorbed the penalty.
He's absorbed 3 seconds.
Hines doing a little bit goon riding here as well.
Now, I wonder if you can change camera angles. I think we noticed that this fixed in cargo last week. If you go into more of like a third-person camera on some of these guys, it might focus on them and correct the lag. Which is a recommendation we got, but so far, he looks like Jack Miller on his cooldown lap.
Yeah, they've all been. Well, he just tidied it up there a little bit. All right, so let's stick with Hines down the straight. Let's see if he does the long lap. No pressure.
Everyone's watching.
Yep. I like how we've tuned in for only left-hand corners. Oh, that's really wide. That's a little hot. Okay, not as wide as I thought it was going to be.
No, he did great. Yeah, the rear wheel came off the ground. Looks like he's straightening it up.
Oh. Look at that goon riding. Look at that goon riding.
This goes back to 3rd grade. Color between the lines, sir.
Hitstick took the opportunity for a pass. Did not attempt that long lap.
Yeah, so 3 seconds. It's not going to help him.
Not ideal. Certainly not. I don't think that was the play.
Yeah, but something just to mention is that maybe these guys think that they have a legitimate reason to protest the long lap that came up from them. So something to look at the end of the race.
Yeah,
Hines, maybe
you get a
looking up the inside
lot.
of 20.
That's a lot
Hines
of
on the
contact.
inside.
That's a lot of
There's
contact.
a lot of bumping. Very forceful on his way through there. And he yields the position back, so rectify the situation. The gap at the front's come down a little bit, so Rumham is definitely managing at this point.
Yeah,
Gap's come down almost 2 seconds, but
he's doing so well he's not getting any screen time.
no, great result for him though. He's able to actually get a consistent race, and and 2 more long lap penalties picked up. 7-8 Hines and Hot Dog.
I can't imagine what they would have done for that, he said sarcastically.
Yeah, it's only the last lap going through the S's. McCargo maneuvering his way through Coco. A little aggressive, pushing him through before turn 10. But with the amount of lag we've seen on Coco's end, I don't know what Cargo sees. Swagging with a crash at the back.
Not great.
So we've seen a bit of a mixed bag here. Some really good racing in some portions, and some really messy racing. So many long lap penalties coming up on this one. Late crashes. Final lap, final sector. Coco crashing out near the 3rd sector.
Yeah, not great. But this is Rumham's race to lose right now. He would have to make a tremendous mistake. He can tiptoe through these last 2 corners, and he's going to win.
Yep, and nobody makes a mistake when they're on camera on the last lap. So
nope.
He's safe. Honestly, great result for him. He's rocking the slime helmet, looking good on the Aprilia.
Where's the wheelie? There's the wheelie.
We gotta have a wheelie. That was great.
That was a conservative wheelie. I'm okay with that. Oh, that was not a conservative wheelie by Smokey.
You know what? He's as I told you, he's been welcomed with open arms to the LCR team, and we appreciate that.
That was a interesting wheelie by Swaggin, but held it together better than Smokey. Like, damn. Well, that'll do it every time. That is certainly one way to end that.
Hello, Nick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I fully lagged out there.
No, dude, it was. I think my my internet went down.
Oh, bummer. All right, did I get the results?
I will have the. Yeah.
You'll have the local recording?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't finish pulling from the stream, so. All right, well, stay tuned, ladies and gents. One thing I will say is, are we on stream still or no?
I don't know, to be honest. On paper, yes. In reality.
All right. Well, if that's the case,
they can hear us. They can hear us.
All right,
thank you, Nightcrawl, for that confirmation.
Yeah, appreciate it. I mean, it's a little dark in this room. I can't see much, but if you can hear me, it's great. I will say, stay tuned on the social media accounts for the updated results, standings. I do post them within a few days after all the post-race results are fully tallied up and anything that Race Direction needs to look at post-race. So they'll be posted up on the Instagram, and then later in the week, we should also have the races cut up into segments on YouTube.
Yeah, so thank you all for sticking around. That was an interesting little brick stream at the end. I'm glad y'all can hear. Wow, this is really breaking like terribly. Okay. Weird stuff is happening. So what I'll just say is we will see y'all next week at Jerez.
Yeah, this ain't Rocket League. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Milestone.